Hey guys, we are just here to banter. I'm Adesua, aka Miss Sunshine, and
I'll be fine. Yeah.
BE 35 ENE.
Calm down,
And
Aisa.
yeah, we are here to talk about the NSAS protest, ongoing, the nationwide NSAS protest that has hijacked Nigeria right now.
No, I think it's worldwide now.
It's world, we're
It's
global
global.
now.
We're global now. And
We're
SARS.
global. I mean, it's everywhere. And okay, I want to hear his take because, like I said, we're just here to bounce up. Well, imagine he's here to spit the facts while I pay attention. Yeah, and
To speak the truth to power.
exactly. And I'm just here to pay attention. So I'm
Okay.
just gonna give it to me.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much, Adeswa. I had a conversation with some people lately, and we were talking about the NSAS and what are we going to do, and we have seen what the police chief actually gave back to us as an answer to the NSAS saga, and we felt like, okay, if there is going to be a reform, of course, reform is inevitable. There's nothing that we can actually do here than actually embracing the reform. But how would the reform go?
But you know that's the problem because people said that they said they have disbanded SARS now. Why are you still protesting? And then they said they're going to disband SARS, put them in another unit, reform the police. But people said they've been saying we're going to reform the police and then we're carrying out reform, but nothing is changing. So why is it going to change now? What is the change that you want to do now? What's the difference? Because there's been no difference like the whole time. Nigerian police. Oh my God, you've had.
Oh, of course, definitely,
Exactly.
of course.
So
I think I've met
we don't
one of
have
the.
to go
I think I've met one of the best ones,
yeah,
But no, notwithstanding, I just need to say this for the benefit of those people who have actually encountered these very brutal, officers, especially in the SAS. I think there are a lot of things to be done. There are what we call reform. It's just going to be a very holistic one. It's not just going to be like, oh, we're going to reform it. You come and stay here. You come from this unit to the other one. No, it's going to be an holistic one. For instance, we talk about the welfare of the police, which is very, very important. Now, if you have plenty money in your pocket and you have a little money in your pocket, knowing fully well that you have given so much, to whom much is given, much is expected. So if you have been well paid, definitely you won't behave abnormally. Of course, we have some people who are naturally wicked. So those kind of ones are, part of the Nigerian police, and somebody was saying something that Nigerian police are naturally wicked. But I want to say that there are some of us. I'm not saying that I am supporting what they are doing, but I support reform. I support reform. I want it to be a very holistic one. When we talk about reform, we talk about, the financial aspect of it. Are you getting, which is very, very key. Now, let us look at the welfare. We talk about the welfare. What is the take home of the police every month? Let's look at our counterparts outside the country. Let's look at America. An average police officer is earning about 55,000 pounds. I mean dollars, per annum. Yeah, annually. In UK is about 37,000 pounds per annum. In Nigeria, it's less than 600,000 naira. Of course, our GDP is different. We understand that. But when you now break the 500 and something thousand to monthly salary, it's just about 44,000 naira in Nigeria for a constable. So when with the inflation rate and so many other things now, Gary is very costly. You know what it is right now. So now with the pandemic and everything like that, things become hard. Of course, there are other Nigerians who are also experiencing similar thing. But when we look at, we are talking about the police, and we have limited time to also talk about this. Now, we look at it from there, look at the housing. What you need to go to the barracks to see how they are living.
I mean, they're like, I cannot I always say I can't.
Are you getting what I'm trying to say? Nobody will come out from such a place and smile at you. Nobody gets such money and smile and say, you get what I'm trying to say? They are going to be wicked. So for them not to be wicked like what we have seen, because it's wickedness. How can you just wake up in the morning and say, hey, give me your phone, give me your this? That is rubbish. So we need to look at that. So it's beyond what we are thinking. The money they take home, must be addressed. Their uniform, how can the police buy his own uniform? And you're saying you're serving the country. So if you truly have friends, there are a lot of things. And of course, this reform should not just go like that. They must during the reform, the civil society must be part of what is going on, the reform. The government agencies must be part of it. Everybody, we're talking about the stakeholders, coming together and talk about this reform. It is not just the police reform. If the reform must go on, definitely police will continue to be our friend when we are all part of the process.
So, but aside from the reform, because I know, like, I agree with you 100%. Like, that's very important.
Yeah, very, very important.
Very important.
Very, very welfare.
Exactly. But aside from that, don't you think?
Okay, now let me have this quickly. Okay, do you know, on daily basis, according to somebody who told me right now, that the police are also recruiting. Okay. Now, yeah, just about a few weeks or so. I don't know, but I just want to believe that because they need more men. Are you getting what I'm trying to say? So now they're recruiting. What are the yardstick?
Exactly. That was what I was going to say. I was going to say is
what are the yardstick for? And the training process. So all those things now they need to evaluate. They need to profile you. They need to understand your background. So all these things, there should be checks and balances.
I think with the police recruitment, they do stuff like that. Because
okay, now do you know? I have seen men of the police force with tattoo. I don't.
See, the thing is, with the Sars people, I think the recruitment for them is different.
Oh my God!
Because I've been
with dread, dada.
They look like cows. Some of them dye their hair and dye their beard
and color their hair. For what?
So, people say that it looks like the recruitment process for the SARS officers or whatever is different from the normal Nigerian police. It's like for them it's different. The orientation.
That's very wrong. That's very wrong because you won't be able to.
Because they're supposed to be dealing with like the hardcore criminals. So I think they're training them to think like criminals or something like that. I don't know.
No. You see,
I'm just saying
no. That's very wrong. But I think one thing I have actually been able to understand is that the way they recruit them, you see, sometimes many of them are even criminals.
I agree with you.
Yeah, some of them are even criminal because if you're not criminal, how can you just stop my car and you're telling me to bring my phone, give me your account number, they rob you. It's criminal tendencies and all these things must be checked. And the only way, let me tell you, like the recruitment process is also very wrong. No checks and balances. No due diligence. Nobody is saying, who is this person? Nobody has ever gone to your house and checked what is going on in your street, meet people who have met you before, go to your school, look at your testimony. No, they can't do that. That is why we'll continue to get it wrong. 2 minutes. Do you understand? That is why we'll continue to get it wrong. So if we want to get it right at this time, number one, during the reform or the reform process, you must look at the welfare. Mm-hmm. Number two, the civil society and other stakeholders must be part of the reform process.
I think they should do mental health check for them.
Oh, definitely. Everything is part. I think
that's like very important. Like,
yeah.
For me, I think that's priority.
Many of them are not psychologically fit to do the job.
Exactly.
Are you getting what I'm trying to say? So, and I think with this, we want to say thank you to Nigerian youth who have deemed it fit to come out and fight for this change. Yes. This is what I call revolution by reality. The reality on ground has poised us, has given us that energy to come out and say, we don't want this. And I believe if we can do or use the same energy that we have used this time to change what we do not like. We are not trees. If you don't like anything, move away from there. You are not trees. So now we are saying that we want to say thank you to everyone who has been part of this.
Why we're advocating for end Sars or end SWAT,
whatever thing.
We're still, like, a lot of people have been advocating for reform the police, increase their salaries.
Reform is inevitable.
During the process, reform the police, increase their salary. Please give them money so that they'll stop collecting our own.
No matter how much they give to them, let's just reform them. So some people have money and they want to collect from the people that does not have.
Yeah, that one is
Ojukoko. So, all right, guys.
Thank you so much, guys.
All right, I hope you have been able to learn one or two things. Brutality.
Don't be brutalizing our brothers and sisters.
And we too must be careful. Don't go and fight police. So,
Please, I was born fresh. Doesn't make me a Yahoo girl.